I'm just going to go out in the middle of Blake's set and do Honky Tonk Badonka Donk, and then we're going to do a couple of songs together and, you know, kick the footlights out. That's what we do.
How did all this come about? Did he call you?
Yeah, he called me and said that, I don't know, somebody mentioned that it was the 20th anniversary of Honky Tonk Badonka Donk, and so I'd been touring with Blake earlier this year, and I'd go out and I'd do that song, and then we'd do a couple together. And so somebody saw it and said, "Hey, would you do that at CMA Fest?" Sure, we already know the song, let's do it. Well, I don't really have an acting career. I get to do it some, you know, but that's not my career, you know, that's just something I do for fun. I do this for fun too, I mean, really. But I'm very fortunate and blessed to get to do those things, and I really enjoy doing the acting stuff. I get a kick out of it, you know. Whether I'm any good at it or not, I don't know. I don't worry about it. I was thinking about that today. You know, I go back to '96. Was my first fanfare, and I don't remember if it was that year or the next year, but I was out at one of those booths out. You know, we all had our fan club booths at the time, and we'd go out to those 10 buildings out there at the fairgrounds, and I remember I was standing there and people were coming through with 8x10 headshots of mine, and I was signing them. And then all of a sudden I noticed that my daddy had signed it already. And he was around the corner outside. He was standing, he'd gone outside to smoke a cigarette, and somebody said, "Hey, ain't you Trace Adkins' daddy?" And he said, "Yeah." And then he just stood there outside the door and signed pictures. And my mama, I was like, I'd signed 20 or so of them, and I was like, "Mama," because my parents were there. I said, "Daddy's out there signing these things." She went out there and made him stop.